Okay, so in this phase, we're going to be doing the model export and the report generation. But first thing we're going to do is I want to kind of walk you through this little slider. You can see the movement of that tooth and how that paddles, or that button is going to allow that tooth to move a little more easily. Okay, so we do want to walk through and see, we can see the opposing arch and whatnot. That's great, but we need to go ahead and add a label. Click on Show Label. Now I'm going to try to find an area on the buckle aspect, and click on Apply, and it's going to apply it to each of the models. Okay, and now it's done for the upper. We're going to do the same for the lower. So the label, I'm going to turn this one over. See which side we have more room on. I'm actually going to say it's this side. You can put them on the base as well. I don't like to do that because in case I have to print them horizontally or on the base, I don't want to have that get in the way. So I'm going to hit Apply. Okay, so the last thing I need to do to get myself ready to print these models is I want to add a print platform. Okay, so if I come back here to the heel, anywhere I can just kind of hit right click Add Platform, and there is my platform. One thing you do want to make sure is you want to make sure that your heels are embedded in the software or in the platform. You see how it's actually a space right here? We don't want that to happen. So if we see that, we can just grab this little arrow right here and just bring it forward so the heels are well embedded within this platform. Pretty easy. And now I'm also going to scale this down a bit because I don't really need it this tall. So up here, the little round circle allows us to scale it down. This one allows us to scale it up, over, and then we'll say over in this one as well. And there we go. So now we've got a platform just the right size. I can right click on lock, and now it's locked. I don't have to worry about accidentally moving it or anything. Let's go to the maxilla and do the same thing. Right click, add platform. I generally always just go ahead and grab it and pull it forward a little bit, make sure they're well embedded. And so now I can do my scaling. I would actually say that this could come out a touch, doesn't really matter, but there we go. Go to the bottom. The bottom actually looks pretty darn good as is. I won't even mess with that. The back, the top part, scale it down a ways. Come to this side and scale it in a bit. Doesn't have to be perfect, but there we go. Let's right click, let's lock it, and now these models, when exported, will be print ready as well. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go to the mandible, and let's export these models. Click Export. It's already went to the folder I wanted. I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call it Lower Models. Click OK. So as of right now, the software does export these models for free. In time, this will be a paid service, but it still will be very minimal. And we don't know when that's going to be. It's just, for right now, we want to make sure that this works really well for everyone. And when now this is done, I can now come over to the maxilla as well. Now there's a lot more models here, so I'm going to go ahead and fast forward the video here. First I'm going to hit export. I'm going to click there again. I'm going to get upper models. And I'll fast forward now. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and create the report. Just click right here. I'm going to determine where we want it to go. Ortho demo, orthodontics case report Jane Doe, click OK. And that creates a PDF that talks about where the IPR is going to be needed and what happens in each movement along the way. This part right here is particularly useful for most laboratories, and but that is the extent of the report. I like to attach this report to my patient's chart. That way I can reference it in the future when they come in for the seat appointment. All right, and then last I need to do is, well, since I've actually exported everything, we are done with the orthodontic software. Now I do want to go ahead and save. Now between the videos, I actually already created my save file, so not a big deal. Just like saving anything else, you just want to figure out where you're going to save it. I would suggest save it in the same place as everything else. All right, in the next video, I'm going to show you how to set up a print now that you have these platformed models, and we'll go from there.